So I've really been thinking about uh, removing the mulch kit from the grandstand. It works great. I've been getting a lot of questions all summer long and last year since I got the mulch kit for the grandstand, and that makes me glad that I have one, that I can, that I've been using it nonstop with all different types of grass and leaves in the fall and so on, so that it gives me, some information and feedback to provide with everyone to possibly help them in their decisions if they were thinking about getting a mulch kit for their grandstand or their mower in general. First and foremost, not every mower, not every mulch kit is created equal, but this one that Toro made is definitely a productivity builder. It definitely increases your time because it just mulches up the grass and doesn't blow everything all over the place. So you don't have to worry about having shoot blockers and doing all that kind of stuff and which way you're going to approach a certain area, especially if you have like real high maintenance yards that are have a lot of landscaping and things around, and you just don't have to worry about that. You just mow and go. But also it mulches the grass up really well, so it goes right back down into the rest of the yard, and if it's being treated, then that's extra nutrients going back down to the yard. And if you mulch your grass properly over the course of a season, that's equivalent to one fertilizer treatment. I don't know if any of you know that, but that is a fact. As something that I learned when I was getting certified to fertilize. That was part of my application and training process for that. But I always tell my clients that so that they know the importance of mulching versus bagging. Obviously, there's certain situations that bagging is the best because you don't want to. If you try and mulch up too much, then it's just going to clump, right? We all know that. Even with commercial mowers, it's still going to clump up eventually. This mulch kit does clump up, but it's really only when it's super tall, thick, and definitely when it's wet. Even when it's not super tall and thick, if it's wet, it does tend to cake up under there and drop off when you get to the end of a row and turn around or whatever. So you just have to kind of know the boundaries and what you can and can't do in those situations. And I think over last season and this season, I've definitely got it down pat. But the point of this video, what I want to say is that while all that being said is great, just like in the Toro catalog that I just reread recently. Oh wow, that scared me. A little gust of wind blowing, making the roof make all that noise. But the key is, they say that it increases productivity by 25%, I believe, but that's for cutting grass. It doesn't say anything about mulching leaves or anything like that. And everyone asks me, how's it do with leaves? How's it do with leaves? Man, I can't wait to see videos of that mulching leaves. And to be honest, it's just not that productive mulching leaves. I would say that I'm disappointed, but they never promoted it as mulching leaves. I thought about possibly getting gator blades and swapping them out and seeing if that helps mulch it up better. I still might do that, but honestly, I think the best thing coming into leaf season, which is like any week now, any day now, depending on the weather, and which way it's going to go, but I have new yards this year that I picked up that have a lot of trees. Granted, they have a ton of woods in the back or off to the side that I can utilize to get rid of some of those leaves, but it just makes me rethink. Every year I have to think, okay, what am I going to do with all these leaves? How am I going to get rid of all these leaves? Am I just going to mulch them up? Am I going to blow them into the yard? Am I going to try and remove them somehow? Removing them is the last thing that I want to do because I don't have anything. Even when I have my open trailer, it was a 5x10 and it really didn't hold that much when you add the mower on there that I had at the time. So really the biggest thing is, how productive can I be with leaves? Really the most productive thing to do with leaves until it gets to the point where it's just too many leaves is to just keep mulching them up. Even when there's a lot, you can spread them out, mulch them, spread them out, mulch them, keep blowing some of the bigger piles, spreading them out, mulch them, mulch them, mulch them. But again, there comes a point where it's just too many leaves to mulch and you're going to smother the grass, so you're going to have other methods. But I only have a few yards where that's an issue. So I feel like if I take the mulch kit off and just have the regular open chute again, then not only can I mulch the leaves better, which is how I felt last year before I got the mulch kit. With my walk behind, I was definitely noticing comparatively to the mulch kit that the walk behind with the open chute just destroyed the leaves, and I didn't have a gator blades or anything. I just had the high lift blades, and also I would use it as a blower, right? So I could kind of go back up and down, up and down, up and down, just working my way back to, the back of the property, to the woods or the side of the property, and kind of blow the leaves as I'm mulching them away. And then anything left, I can use the blower, or usually I'd use the blower in the beginning to kind of corral the leaves, get all the leaves out of all the areas and into the lawn and wherever I need it to go, so that I can then hit it all with the mower. So that's what I want to do again, but I don't want to have to use the walk behind for that, because I feel like the grandstand will be much better, not only productively because I'll be riding on it instead of having to worry about being on the Velky or just walking back and forth on the walk behind. I can just be on the grandstand, and it would be much more efficient, quicker, and the engine is more powerful, so I feel like it would do a much better job. So that's what I'm thinking about now, is should I just get rid of the mulch kit? Not get rid of it, but just take it off right now for the fall, and then when I put it in to get serviced over the winter, they can put it back on, and I can start off in the spring with it back on, or just have it put on shortly after spring starts, after I get through some of the cleanups and everything else, and then keep going with the mulch kit, because the mulch kit is definitely great for grass all season long, but I feel like in the spring, early spring, and obviously in the fall with the leaves and all the other debris, I feel like you gotta just have a way to get rid of it. It's just gotta exit all that stuff out. You gotta disperse all that out, and just not try and mulch it up. I just feel like that's what I'm gonna do. So let me know what your thoughts are, if you've done anything like that in the past. I'm using my previous experiences with my walk behind with the open chute, and what I've noticed so far with the mulch kit last fall, and then all through the grass cutting season. So I just want to be as productive as possible. I want to get rid of these leaves, can still mulch them up, going over them a couple of times. I might get gator blades for that purpose also, and see if they do any better. I get mixed reviews. I hear all the time people love gator blades or they hate them. So it is what it is, but I'm going to definitely consider all of those options, but I really think I'm going to remove the mulch kit so I can just let it all fly and use my mower as a blower and just get rid of everything step by step every yard as the leaves start falling heavy and fast. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you on the next one.